Welcome back to Fast and Car Curious, and this time something a bit different in that it's not a Jaguar. Hallelujah, you all shout. Yeah, this time Audi S4. I've been dying to get my hands on one of these things for a very long time. I'm an Audi fan, as you know, having owned various A4s in the past, and since I started the channel I had the A6, don't forget, and then latterly the A7, which I still have, which is absolutely fantastic. I love that car. And just to make a point now, the eagle-eyed amongst you who've just watched the Jaguar V8 convertible video will recognise the backdrop and even the clothes. Yes, I recorded the conclusion to the Jag F-Type V8 convertible in this car. There's literally a few days between both tests, so I thought I'd have a break from driving the V8 convertible to recording the conclusion, give it time to calm down a bit. But anyway, Audi S4. So here we are then. So this car is, I've got this for a day or so, and I've had a good old drive of it this morning, and it's all the things I hope it would be. So for those of you who understand the term Q car, i.e. looks normal but is mental, this is your perfect Q car. From the outside, it looks like a normal Audi A4 Avant, apart from the silver wing mirror caps. Under the bonnet is a 3-litre V6 turbo, 354 horsepower, 369 foot-pounds of torque, and importantly, over the previous model, all that torque and power arrives much earlier. So the only issue I've got now is keeping my driving licence, because with very little pressure on the throttle pedal, you can find yourself breaking the speed limit without really noticing it. And trust me, you can. This car doesn't have head-up like my A7 does, so I'm constantly checking the speedo like this, which I'm finding annoying. However, minor gripe, first world problems, etc. This is a quick car. It does the 60 in 4.4, that's the 60, not 62, which is quick. It makes some nice noises. I'm in dynamic now, I'm in drive, nothing special. I mean, that sounds good, doesn't it? I mean, in anybody's book, for a family estate car, paddle shift. Yeah, serious car review, everybody. It's fast. I mean, there's no other word for it. It is really, really quick, to say the very least. I've had a razz in it for a few hours now, and the thing you notice about this car is, although it's a family estate car, it makes that noise, and it burbles the throttle on the upshifts too, if you heard that, as well as on the downshifts. I'm such a child. But then into normal drive mode, family car, Jekyll and Hyde. So I suppose one of the things I'd say really early on now is that this channel is about finding yourself something mental to drive in your midlife crisis, wasn't it? And I guess a bit like the Macan Turbo that I drove several months ago on this channel, this can do multiple roles if you can't afford the nut job sports car as well as a family car, if that makes any sense. So here I am tootling along, having a nice morning, been to Sainsbury's, whatever else, nice bit of road opens up, whack it in, and it just sounds like it could be a Porsche or F-Type or whatever. It's mad, and the engine's flexible. So some cars I've driven, I remember driving a BMW 435i some years ago, and it didn't make much of a noise, and even though I floored it in sport mode and all I could try and find to get some noise out of it, nothing really. Bit of a 6-cylinder whine, I suppose, which is alright. This one though will give you some noise. I keep saying that to give myself an excuse to make some noise. Will give you plenty of noise, and I've got it in dynamic mode, so the suspension's firmed up. More noise, better handling, feels good. And then I can just drop it into drive, and it's a family estate, which is exactly what it is. So it's the ideal Q car. A couple of Golf GTIs took me on this morning. Bless. So you can be a hooligan if you want to, just watch out for your driving licence, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it's fast, it's fun, and it's practical. I guess what we should do now, and let's take a look at the outside of the car, then I'll do the interior review and we'll get some driving shots a bit later. So to the outside of the S4 then, it's the Avant. Cooling fan's just stopped. So apart from the silver mirror caps, could you tell that was anything special? Maybe except for the V6T on the side. But other than that, it looks fairly boggo, doesn't it? Chrome window surrounds, not sure about those. Better in black, don't know. The wheels are nice, not particularly huge. And the quad pipes at the back, of course, do give it away. Obviously. S4 badge. But really, other than the pipes and the badging, that could be a 2-litre diesel, couldn't it? Power tailgate. Here we go. The practicality I was talking about in the introduction. Big boot. That's a standard sort of laptop bag there. It disappears into the top left corner. Plenty of space for all that you need. Can't shut the boot with the remote. Press a button. Down it goes. Love the quad pipes. I'm sorry, I know it's a bit insignificant kind of thing, but they look great. And they sound good too, as you heard. But it's a good looking car. It's a good looking car. It's that Daytona grey that you saw on my A6. Yeah, I like the wheels. Hankook tyres all round. So far my tests have been very grippy. Very, very nice, very good. The telltale S mirrors, silver mirrors. Not a bad looking motor, I'm sure you'd agree. Okay, let's have a look at the inside now. So let's take a look at the inside of the S4 now. Before I actually get in, make mention of these seats. The quilted leather's fantastic, and these side bolsters inflate slightly when you start the car, which is which is really good. Grips you. I think they look good, and they're incredibly comfortable and hold you tightly through the corners, which is important in a car like this, I can tell you. So let's just step in. The usual quality you'd expect from Audi. Fairly standard Audi look as well. So the S4 doesn't give anything special in terms of interior really, apart from a few badges here and there. The new style Audi gear selector, quite different to the one in the A7. Standard controls, the MMI thing, twist and draw on it and all that sort of stuff. Nav, etc. Really nice quality. Materials everywhere, like the silver trim here, like the fact they've ditched piano black, thank God, never do that ever again. And the fixed screen. Not normally a fan of that. When Mercedes put it in the new C-Class, I hated it. But I'm getting used to that now. Of course, in the A7 and the A6 before it folded away, not so bothered now. Sorry about the GoPro. This car, surprisingly, does not have the full Audi TFT display. These are normal, standard sorts of dials, which I find surprising in a car of this cost. Very odd. But nonetheless, very clear, very easy to use. And steering wheels, turn the camera. Standard controls, voice command, nav, whatever else. Very easy to use. Thumb wheels are great. Wish the Jags I've driven recently had those rather than the buttons that you have to press up and down all the time. Nice and easy. Good quality throughout. The only thing I don't like is the glove box. That's a bit cheap. Given everything else is soft touch and lovely, the bit where your knees would smash into is rock hard, which I think is not quite right. But no, other than that, interior is beautifully made. Really nice quality everywhere. Anyway, let's do the important bit. Let's start her up. Keyless, of course. Foot on brake. Nice little growl when you start her up. Very nice. I'm in dynamic mode. You get all this kind of graphics appear on the screen, which is rather beautiful. Growl, growl, and so on. Aircon comes on because it's boiling today. I'm in England, and it's 22 degrees. Doesn't sound too bad. Let's get the window down. that's all right then. Yeah. So interior-wise, I think we'd all agree it's rather pretty. In a minute, the sat-nav will switch from standard view to Google Maps satellite nav, a bit like mine, the A7, which is very impressive. But yeah, I think we'd agree it's all rather good. Back seats quilted too, 3 in the back, no problem. Yeah, that kind of family car thing works when you need to be a family car. Mad, mental sports car when you don't want it to be a family car. And there you go, Google Maps. Very nice indeed. So the interior is good too. Let's get some driving impressions then, because that's what this car's really all about. So I've been driving the S4 for a little while now, and that noise is lovely. Like I was saying in the introductory piece, Jekyll and Hyde. There's no other way of putting it really. I can cruise in this with a reasonable-ish MPG, something kind of 30-ish, and use it like a family car. I've got it in dynamic and in sport now, so if I want to, I can just hoof it and instantly lose my license. It is very, very fast, this car. And again, just to make the point, it's an estate car. It's the family estate car with a great boot, 5 seats. And yet, when I feel like it, it can become a proper mental sports car. And it handles really well. That's the bit that I've been testing the last hour or so, been driving it, trying to work out how it feels to drive. And some of it is, it's like the Jaguar XES that I drove, when it was really quick, handled brilliantly well, and yet was comfortable. So on a smooth road like this one, I'm in dynamic, so the suspension's hard and the steering is quick, so you can feel the wheels under your feet, as it were, and yet it's still comfortable. If I use the drive select and put it into comfort mode, it becomes even more comfortable, but doesn't handle quite so well. But you have that flexibility. So loaded up with children and suitcases and things, stick it in comfort mode and drive for 3 hours. And in these, particularly these front seats, are so comfortable. I've been in this thing for quite a while now, and they're just really comfortable, and yet they hold you well. Does that make sense? So they're grippy when they need to be, but very comfortable when you just want to cruise. So I'm now cruising. I'm in drive mode, all the sport stuff switched off, and I'm cruising nicely. No bother at all. So driving wise, you'd have to say it's a perfect blend. Nice and flat round roundabouts, nice left-hander coming up, power on early, bit of a growl, but no drama, no issues at all. It's a very, very nice car to drive quietly and comfortably, and then when you stick your hoof down, it holds the road like glue. These tyres are amazing. It's a nice dry day, I have to say, but these tyres and this drivetrain hooked up to this fabulous 8-speed DSG gearbox, same one that's in my A7, lightning quick gear changes, really, really quick gear changes, via the paddles if you want. Sorry. Just like to hear the noise. And just, God, it's so responsive. Throttle response, I have to talk about here, is in dynamic mode. The throttle, just gently brush it with your right foot, and it's pulling, it's taking off. It really, really wants to go. So yeah, you can tell I'm excited about this car, can't you? It goes very, very well indeed. Handles beautifully, really does. Well done, Audi. Is it time to change the A7, do you think? Anyway, let's get some more outside shots. Conclusion time for the Audi S4. Well, quite an easy conclusion, I think, which is if you just want one car to do everything rather than a normal saloon car for family and day-to-day duties plus a mad weekend sports car, then this might be a very good choice indeed. It's got power, it's got practicality, it sounds great, it goes well, press a few buttons and it's a family estate car, or psychotic sports car if you want it to be. So I'm in comfort mode, I'm in drive, it's nice and smooth, comfortable, seats are awesome, lots of technology. It's great, isn't it? It does it all. I've had some real fun driving this car. Sound, even in normal drive mode. Hear it purring away. It's very nice. The only thing I have noticed, if the computer's to be trusted, is I'm getting 19 miles to the gallon. Now I have driven it quite hard, let's be fair. So I guess that'll get into the high 20s, early 30s if you're really careful. But then who buys a car like this to be really careful? Interesting, yeah, that's quite poor consumption, isn't it? High running cost too. But it is that Jekyll and Hyde car, isn't it? Mad sports car or super practical family car, all wrapped up into one. That's how to conclude this car. I think it's superb. The quality's awesome, the technology's great, the handling's good, the engine is fantastic in this car, so powerful. I think they're understating the 0 to 60, by the way. I think it's less than 4.4, but it's very, very, very good. I can't recommend this car enough, everybody. It really is excellent. So I'd recommend it. Giant thumbs up from me, everybody. So that's it from this edition of Fast and Car Curious and the Audi S4. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe below if you can, if you haven't done so already. And I hope to see you all again very soon.